What's happening, guys? Rich at Rivera Urban Homestead. Today we're working in the backyard. Whoa, look who's coming to say hi. Hello. Yes, the chickens are out in the common area right now because I was finally making their gate so I can get into the coop area way easier. Let's go take a look at it. Some of the most valuable stuff on this homestead that I use a lot is this 2x4 fencing, the roll of fence you could buy at Lowe's or whatever, and also pallet wood. I mean, it just goes a long way. I use it to build stuff, and I use it to start my fires when I do fires. So right now the chickens are just hanging out. They get to be out here in the common area for a little while, which is cool. And actually, while we're over here, before I show you what else I'm doing today, let's go take a look at our papaya tree that we planted. Look at the size of it. This thing is looking awesome. Very cool. I planted this, and truthfully, I have not done anything with it. Haven't watered it, nothing. And it's growing good. And of course our bananas. Banana plants are just amazing, growing awesome. I gave them a little water for the first time last weekend. I poured like a 3-gallon bucket of water into each one of them, but before that I haven't watered them. Look at them. Isn't that awesome? And even the little store-bought ones that were never really doing anything, they're starting to look a little better, but look at how tiny they are. These things haven't grown really yet, but it looks like they're starting to try, so we'll just leave them there. Maybe they don't get enough sun right there, I'm not quite sure. But so anyway, back to the fence. Very simple, you know. I just took the pallet wood, obviously pre-drilled the holes, screwed it on, then just tacked on the fencing with the horseshoe nails. That's another very valuable thing at my homestead, the horseshoe nails. And I was going to use the regular wire, but then I remembered I have these massive zip ties. So these things are really thick. They are not breaking. So I got that. I kind of rearranged the fence a little, obviously, to come this way. I just put down some, some nice logs, kind of border it off, give it some stability underneath. So now one thing I was working on is on the side of the house. You know, a lot of times your garden evolves as you evolve with it. And one thing that I've noticed is after I put in this raised bed, the cinder block bed, I noticed something interesting. Let me show you. I was standing out here last weekend in the morning, you know, on the side. I was putting some compost in the compost pile. And I was just standing here looking at the side of the house. You know, it's not really being utilized yet as far as for planting, more just for the composting. But one thing I noticed is this bed is shaded pretty much most of the day. The neighbor's house is right here. This is facing south. So the southern, the southern skies now where the sun comes up. The sun comes up now past this tree, and it cruises in the sky here. So this house is really shading this bed that I put in. Now granted, I haven't had this bed here very long, so I'm just starting to learn its habits. And the one thing I did notice is over here where my compost piles are, is full sun all morning during the cooler months. Full sun, this whole side of the house. So then my brain started thinking, wait a minute, I need to build a bed to cover this whole side of this house. That's probably 30 feet maybe. I'll have to measure it, but it's a long bed I could put here, and it gets great sun. More sun than over here in this shaded bed. So that's my project. And like I said, it's just by observing your sun and your area what'll work best. It just takes time. Hello everyone. One thing I did do is I opened up this gate now, so the backyard is accessible from my side yard. I'm going to leave this open. The chickens can come in here. They can't get out. This is all fenced up high all around this side. So this is just another piece of the puzzle they can get to play with. Obviously, one thing I'll have to do is cage off the bed that I put here if they're going to be having access to this side, but that's no big deal. That's easy. Get a lot of good bee activity this time of year. We have this living wall here that just gets full of flowers, especially on the other side, the south side of it. All these flowers on this, and I tell you, we get a ton of bees. Drink up, little buddy. Okay, so for my birthday I got this new American barbecue book. You know I like to slow cook. I'm always wanting to slow cook ribs and stuff. Got the Weber sitting here. Got the chimney going with some starters. I'm trying this little process I saw. It's called the snake. When you slow cook your ribs, you run 2 rows of briquettes around the perimeter. See? Okay, so this is what I got. I got 2 rows of briquettes going around, and then another 2 rows on top going around. Put my apple wood chips in there, and now I got these briquettes. Once they get nice and ashed over, we're going to put them at this end, and supposedly it'll slowly heat through for the duration of the cook time, which will be about 3.5 hours. So we'll see what it does. We need to try and keep it at about 250 to 300. So we'll monitor that and see how this snake method of slow cooking and getting the heat distributed correctly works. Alright, the briquettes are ashed over. Let's get them on. Alright, so now I got it on. So now we're supposed to close it up. Keep the bottom vents underneath totally open. And half open these. And let it get to the temperature about 250. We'll get the ribs on. I got a visitor. Alright, so we're finally about at the 250 mark, so let's pull this off. Let's get the ribs on. So we're going to leave them on there for 1 hour. After an hour we're going to spray them with water just to give them a little hydration. Put them back on for an hour. And then after that we'll take them off, foil them, rub some nice marinade stuff on them, some rub, and then we'll wrap them for an hour. Okay, so we're about 1 hour and 10 minutes into it. I just took the lid off earlier. I swapped the ribs around, so I moved them one from the other. Look at the snake technique. It's burning through slowly. Now it's getting over to here, and then it's already, you see it's already warm under there, so it's going to just keep going and snake around. So far it's working and maintaining about 250 easy. The snake is cooking the ribs, guys. Okay, so it's been 2 hours now. I wrapped them in foil. The snake is now at the end of its tail, still maintaining 250. So doing really good. Alright guys, I must say, the finished product was really good. We ate a whole rack last night. This is the next morning. I forgot to video when I took them off. We were watching the fights last night, had some people over. But the ribs are cooked really good. There's a nice little pink smoke ring around them. And the taste is awesome.
try it. Let me try it. Let me try it.
So all in all, that snake method worked really well. Alright guys, so pretty much I just had the pallets. I just go with the flow, man. So what I decided to do is, being this is where the compost piles were, that ground is pretty nice right now. So what I did, I just put up like a big old border with pallets, and I'm going to try and grow right into the ground here. This is going to be an in-ground section. I'm going to till in some good soils, some manures, some worm castings, some azomite rock dust, and we're going to try and make this one big garden patch. So I'll just add to the top of it, and then I'll, fence it off so the chickens don't get in there, and bam. We'll see how that works. That'll be a new project for us. So anyway, the compost piles are gone. Let me show you from over here. Compost piles are gone. I moved the compost over here. It'll be tucked away just in this little area. I can use my hose all the way to there, like you can see Tyler messing with. Alright guys, so that's pretty much the weekend around the house. Did some projects, got the chicken gate made, redid this whole area. It really opens it up nicely. I really like the way it looks, and I'm actually really excited to do an actual in-ground garden right here. And what I did, I just put that foam that I had, extra piece of wood I had, and just kind of made a little, a little temporary roof where I could put all my tools under it. I have access to the back yard now. Compost over here. I will keep this bed and just keep growing in it, see what I can do with it. But now I can grow in here, and I can grow in this huge area right here in ground. That's going to be awesome. Anyway, y'all have a good day. Let me get wrapped up, feed the chickens, and go inside, watch some football. We'll talk to you later.